Well, hey y'all, guess what? I've been tagged. Well, hey y'all, it's Dan. I want to welcome y'all to my home in the sticks. We're gonna do a little something different today. I was tagged by Sarah and Kevin over at the Living Traditions Homestead, and it's kind of like a 5 question tag. 5 questions that have, about 3 answers or something like that. But really cool tag, and I want to thank Sarah and Kevin over there at Living Traditions Homestead for including me in this tag. I certainly love tags. I like to answer questions, but let's jump in. Let's jump right into it. The first question is: name 3 YouTubers that have inspired me. And you know what? That's gonna be a rough one because I've watched YouTube for several years, many years. Just never thought that I'd become a creator, making videos, things like that. Never thought I would do that. But I've watched and followed a bunch of channels over many years. But I will say the one channel, well, there's several channels, but there's the 3 channels that really stood out to me. The first one is going to be J No Zero. J No Zero is basically a showing off homesteading channel. He is, I want to say, the southern tip of Ohio. That's where his home place is. And to be honest with you, J No Zero, and he has, I don't know, 900 videos on his playlist, and I pretty much tell you, I've watched them all. But he is pretty much the main reason why I got into creating videos for YouTube, because he does a lot of homesteading things over at his home place. Well, he is a homesteader, but J Zero does. He's kind of like the MacGyver of homesteaders. I mean, he'll put something together with just things that he has laying around the house. You know, be it rocket stove, fishing lures, things of that nature. It's just an all-around good channel. And yeah, he's the reason why, pretty much why, or he's one of the benefactors or the reasons why I became a creator on YouTube, because he was doing so many things that I was doing, and I drew a lot of inspiration off of what he was doing. I was like, you know what? Hey, he's doing that, but look how he's doing it. Look how it turned out. Let me try doing it. So, J No Zero, he's going to be number one. The second one, as far as inspirational YouTubers, is going to be California Gardening. California Gardening, this gentleman is I want to say he's of Indian descent, and he grows, Lord have mercy, he grows just a plethora of things at his home place in California. He does a lot of raised bed and container gardening, which was right up my alley because I love raised bed and container gardening. That's pretty much everything that I do. My dad and my dad's dad, my grandfather, I guess all of that stuff just, you know, leached out to me because I really enjoy gardening, and I really enjoy raised bed gardening. My dad was a big square foot gardener back in the day, loved to do square foot gardening, and I actually took it a step further and went into the raised bed gardening, which I guess if you really wanted to, you could break that down into square foot gardening if you wanted to. My grandfather was a super duper gardener. He had just like 4 or 5 green thumbs. I remember watching my grandfather uproot a fig tree and move it into several different places where he thought it would grow, and believe it or not, it grew and it produced figs. So yeah, California gardener. The third inspirational YouTuber is a channel called Praxis 55712. Praxis does a lot of raised bed gardening himself, and you see how everything goes into place, raised bed gardening. But he does, I don't know, Praxis is probably, I don't know, somewhere up around New York maybe, I don't know, or somewhere in that area. But he does a lot of raised bed gardening, and he sure enough grows some stuff. He has a lot of animals. And yeah, it's just a pleasure to watch. What I will tell you is there's a bunch of channels that I follow, and there's a bunch of channels that I draw inspiration from, but and I do, because I pretty much watch all the subscribers that I have. You know, I watch pretty much everything that they have, because that's how I draw inspiration and creativity. And it's also an outlet to learn something that maybe I didn't know, because everybody has something they want to share. It could be useful information to anybody, which is a cool thing. Let me see. Question number 2 is, name 3 things that I'm good at. Well, I'm pretty good at gardening. At least I think I am anyways. I grow a bunch of stuff over here at my home in the sticks. Not on a large scale by any means. It's just enough for myself and my family. We grow a lot of tomatoes. Nothing like Mr. CB and Miss Renee, but I grow a lot of tomatoes. We started out some purple hull peas in a 14-foot bed this year, 2 rows. Did really well. Grew a lot of cucumbers this year. So I really like gardening. I think I'm good at it. By no means am I a master gardener or anything like that, but I just like to garden. I like to experiment. Number 2 is I like to cook. I really like to cook. I thank my father and my grandmother for instilling in me at a young age how to cook, because I think it's something that everybody needs to know how to do. And on top of that, when you're being taught how to cook by 2 Cajun people, Lord, it's showing up better. So I like to cook. It's one of the things I'm good at. And number 3, I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm good at cutting grass. I am like a master grass cutter. I sure enough cut some grass. I like to cut grass. It's one of those things that, you know, some people just don't like doing. But myself, I find enjoyment in cutting grass. And I have a lot of grass to cut, y'all. I'm just a good grass cutter. All right, let's see. Question number 3. Name 3 things that excite me. Well, I guess the first and foremost is I am glad to be alive. Every day that my eyes open up, my feet hit the ground, I can walk around, I can cut grass, I can get in my garden. I thank the good Lord for that. So that is definitely numero uno in my book as far as what excites me. I'm just exuberant, glad, fantabulous to be alive. Number 2, I used to be a big hunter at one time. I used to hunt ducks. I was a big duck hunter at one time. But I don't really so much hunt all that much anymore. But I'm really glad that dove season is fixing to open up in the state of Mississippi. I love to dove hunt, and I'm pretty excited about that. It's been a while, but I'm really, really, really excited about that. That's going to be number 2. Number three, the third question, or the third answer on the topic of what excites me is I'm pretty excited about, my dad and I have been going back and forth about solar panels. Really excited to see what I can do here at my home in the sticks as far as running solar panels. It's still in the workings, but it's pretty exciting because, why pay somebody else money for something that you can get out of the sky that's free? Um, yes, it costs a little bit of money to get set up and get it started, but I think in the long run, it's gonna help me and my home place out a lot. So, really excited about getting into and exploring the solar options here at my home place. So, okay. Question number 4. Name 3 things that relax me. Well, I guess number 1 would be gardening. Gardening really relaxes me. I enjoy gardening. Um, if I have some type of stress that I need to release, I look to gardening because it's therapeutic and it just helps me. It relaxes me. Love to garden. Does it require work? Yes. It requires a lot of work, but it's never work if it's something that you enjoy doing, right? So gardening really relaxes me. Uh, my second answer to that question, name 3 things that relax me, is reading. I love to read. Knowledge is the key to everything, and what better way to gain knowledge but to read, be it a book, the internet, because we all know everything that's on the internet is true. But I like to read. I put my eyes on pretty much anything that interests me. If there's a book involved in it, I'm going to try to read it. Uh, yeah. So my third answer to name 3 things that relax me is YouTube. I enjoy and really like watching YouTube. That relaxes me as well. I stay up to 12, 1 o'clock in the morning watching videos because that's just something that relaxes me. Given what I do, I have to find an outlet. I have to find something that I can turn to help me unwind. And actually watching YouTube videos, mainly the folks that subscribe to my channel, and other things. I really enjoy watching those videos, and it helps me unwind. It helps me to relax. And there are a bunch of good videos out there. Heck, nobody really. Well, you got to go through the internet to watch YouTube, but nobody really uses Google anymore as far as trying to find something out. Most folks just go to YouTube. If I want to change the fuel injector pump in my 2003 7.3 diesel, I just get on YouTube. Somebody's probably done it, and I watch those videos, and that is relaxing to me, and I enjoy it. And let's see, the fifth question is actually not a question, but I actually have to tag 5 other YouTubers to take part in this challenge. And that was a rough one because, man, there's so many people that I want to say, hey, look, would y'all do this? Just to hear what they say, because YouTube is just a huge community, and I've surrounded myself by so many good YouTubers, made a lot of friends on YouTube, which, hey, it's okie dokie in my book. But there's so many things that you can learn from other people on YouTube, especially in our community, the homesteading, gardening, self-reliance type community. There's so many things that you can learn. And by all means, I don't know everything, but Lord, I gather just so much information and knowledge from all of the other channels that I watch. Because, and I've said it before, I'm real good with criticism. If I put up a video and it's like, hey, you playing that wrong, try this. Yeah, I try to plan it that way. I'm really good with criticism, and I like comments, and I like feedback, positive and negative, because hey, everybody has their own opinion, and that's cool. But to answer question number 5, which actually isn't a question, name 5 other YouTubers to take part in this challenge. So, number 1, I'm gonna go ahead and call out Tracy at Nova Scotia Living. I'll tell you what, fine woman she is. Has a really good channel. She does a like a bunch of stuff. She does canning, cooking. She does a lot of stuff. So Tracy, you've been tagged. Number 2, 2 dogs. Joe, I'm gonna tag him. 2 Dogs is actually from Mississippi. He's got a bad butt channel. He's got a lot going on over there. He says he's not a gardener, but he actually is. If you just look at the stuff that he's growing, he can grow some stuff. So 2 Dogs, you tag, brother. Number 3, Mr. CB and Miss Renee and Tabitha, if she could talk. CB's Greenhouse and Garden. Jam up folks over there. I want to say Mr. CB is in Georgia. Don't quote me on that. I want to say he is. But Mr. CB has a huge, nice sized greenhouse, has a pretty large garden, working on some tomatoes. I think he's close to 600 pounds of tomatoes this season. Man, grows some tomatoes. And he also does a lot of hydroponics and DWC, the deep water culture stuff. And he's one of them guys that can grow lettuce in some 100-degree weather, even though lettuce is a cold weather crop. So, Mr. CB, Miss Renee, Tabitha, y'all tagged. Number 4, and Mr. J and Miss Amy, y'all tagged over there at our Harvest Moon Homestead. Just started following their channel, but I'm here to tell you they have some good stuff going on over there. Don't know where they're from. I kind of thought Indiana, but just going by their topography and their geography, I may be wrong, but correct me if I'm wrong. But they have a lot of stuff going on over there. You need to check them out. They do a lot of gardening, a lot of composting, a bunch of good stuff. So, yes, you sir and you ma'am are tagged. And number 5, a new channel I just started following, Owens Dill, aka Big O. Big O is from Tennessee. He lives on top of a mountain in Tennessee. He's got him a little showing up small homestead going on. He's growing some stuff. Genuinely delightful fellow just to watch. I enjoy watching his videos. Oh, and he films on a GoPro. But anyways, Big O, hey brother, you are tagged. So, yeah. Once again, I want to thank Sarah and Kevin for tagging me in the 5-question, 3-answer type tag. I enjoy it. I love it. Oh, and by the way, and this is actually a longer video than what I normally make, but hey, it's all good. Believe it or not, 1 month to this day, I was tagged by Miss Linda in a challenge similar to this. I just thought it was cool because I write everything down, and I look back in my notes, and I had seen that Miss Linda had tagged me in something similar to this, but I just thought it was cool. But y'all, there you have it. I think it's really good that these channels that do these tags, I think it's really good because it gives all the other channels a chance to kind of get to know us, or the people that are tagged. It gives them a chance to actually get to know us in a little bit more different way, other than, hey, I'm out here in the garden, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. And I tell you, I'm all about supporting channels on YouTube, especially the small channels, because I started out really small. I'm still small, but I'm all about supporting other channels, because that's how we're gonna grow. And on top of that, it's the amount of information that you can learn from all these other channels, be it a channel that just has one subscriber. They may have some videos that can help anybody, and it opens up the doors for what you can do. And I think that's really cool. So there you have it. The 5-question, well, actually 4-question, 3-answer tag. There you go. Living Traditions Homestead, I thank you once again for including me on your tag. And y'all, I'm gonna leave a link to all of these channels that I talked about. I would hope that you give those channels a look, because all of them have something to offer. Be it big or small, they just have a lot of good information, a lot of good content. And I've drawn a lot of inspiration from these channels. So, with that being said, y'all, we'll see you and y'all in the next video.